things that has impressed me so much about Gauri Akka's plays is the very intuitive use of Carnatic music and intuitive use of music in general. For all theatre lovers, a great treat is in store for you, because the first week of July is going to see a retrospective of 3 of Gauri Akka's plays. It's a triptych, and what is wonderful about all 3 plays is that the common thread that connects all of them is the beautiful strains of classical Carnatic music. And this leads me to ask you...
Sung by Sangeeta Shivakumar and T.M. Krishna.
So all 3?
All 3 live music by 3.
Oh, wonderful. All 3 are going to be T.M. Krishna and Sangeeta Shivakumar. And since I am a fan, I'll definitely be there. And this leads me to ask you the question, and probably it's more an observation than a question, and you can tell me whether you agree with me, is that before
I
attempting...
mostly agree with you. So.
No, but before attempting a play like this, one of the things that I thought of as a challenge for a production of the sort that you do, where you combine theatre with the classical arts, is that you must have depth of understanding of both.
Absolutely.
Of both. And in your case, I know that I mean, you are trained in Carnatic music, and music has been very much a part of your upbringing and your adult life as well. I'm seeing now a lot of people trying to attempt music within theatre, but then sometimes they use a CD recording, for instance, or they're just using an excerpt from another production or something like that. I don't think that works, and somehow that becomes something like it's slapped on to the production rather than intrinsic to it. Would you agree with me on that?
I'm not sure, because I think it varies from person to person. But I can only talk about myself.
Yes.
See, I have this baggage of music and
it's a happy baggage.
Yeah, okay, happy baggage, music and dance but I think everything starts with poetry. The moment you appreciate poetry, you start appreciating dance and music. And I think you need to know this from childhood. It's not something that you can suddenly learn and put together. So, but you were talking about depth. I think depth. I don't know what you mean by depth.
But when I say it, it means it's not about for this scene we can have a sad song, for this we can have a happy song, and so on. I think music itself, as you would agree with, music is after all a combination of music. To me is poetry in motion.
Yeah.
And
but in a play it is the character.
It's exactly, which means that you have to have,
and the mood.
So it's almost as if music should also be a part of your skin for you to understand. That's what I meant by that.
Absolutely, because here you can use a very, very light rag, or you can use an extremely complicated and a very difficult in-depth raga like Shankarabharanam, or a Vivadi raga like Naganandini. But it depends, it has to go with the mood of that particular scene, the colors of the character, what you're trying to convey.
My favorite moment from rural fantasy was the Suttumvizhi, which was presented in a totally... Can you just sing one line of that Suttumvizhi which you have tuned in that in the play? Because it's very unique.
I did it in 2 ragas. One is Kamas.
Kamas. I just wanted the Kamas, one line from the Kamas.
I think it's a common nidilio.
It's
I
not
think
really.
it's a mand, illa.
It's not. So.
Shuttum Chudadan Kannamma Surya Chandiraro Vattakariya Vili Kannamma Vana Karumai Kollo.
So nice. So it's it's a very Kamas itself is a very it makes you want to sit down and almost weep for the sheer beauty of it. It's got that kind of quality to it. And when I saw it at Kalakshetra, and suddenly the stage became the magical moonlight, and Kamas was being sung by one of my favorite voices. I think the first version I heard was Charan, and I just started crying, and it was such a beautiful moment, and that is what the power of your plays.
Vasudevacharya has made Kamas what it is today.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
of
Brocheva.
So having studied in Kalakshetra, the kind of nishada that he has used, the kind of the projection that he gives to every note, the combinations, it is something completely outstanding.
And in fact, we used to joke that even in the Chettaswaram of Brocheva, we say Padama, that beauty has to come out, and it's but the transformative power of your plays is immense, and I'm so grateful that you brought your expertise to Madras. for the Madras theatre scene and brought music and theatre together.
That sounds awesome.
No, it is awesome, and you've let us all enjoy this beauty of, we love the music that, that shapes our lives, and we love the poetry that shapes our lives, but if both of them can be brought together, I think it is a tremendous conquest for the audience, and we soar and we leap in joy when we observe these plays as well. Having said that, and I won't allow you to respond, can you just tell us a little bit about the triptych that's going to come? What are the 3 plays that are going to be shown in July?
The 3 plays are Rural Fantasy, which is a comedy, a musical comedy set in a small little village in Tanjavur in 1939 during the national struggle. So one of the interesting things that I've done here is I have used the songs that my grandfathers had learnt when they were in prison as freedom fighters.
By the way, I should tell the viewers that Gauri, of course, comes from two fantastic family lineages. One is, of course, the family of Kalki Krishnamurthy, whose poetry, whose music, whose legacy is something we all enjoy. And of course, the impeccable lineage of M.S. Subbalakshmi and M.S. Amma, who's to us the goddess of music.
And I was talking about the songs that I learned from her husband, Sadashivam, when I was a child, not M.S. Subbalakshmi. So those are the songs that I've used in this play. He was both of them, Kalki and Sadashivam, were ardent worshippers of Bharati. So we use those songs.
And what is the second of the triptych?
The second is Flame of the Forest, which is a takeoff on Kalki's great novel, Shivakamin Shapatham.
Right.
But it's not the novel at all, because I took the central idea of war. What happens when a man of peace who loves the arts and learning and philosophy, suddenly confronted with a huge invasion by a foreign power? This is the problem that all of us are facing
today.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and how did Mahendra Pallava, who was a philosopher, a writer, a musician, how did he deal with it?
Right. And the third of the triptych is?
The third one is called One Day in Ashadha.
Yeah.
It's a play written by Mohan Rakesh.
And it's
a
about
classic
and it's about the life of Kalidasa.
Kalidasa. It's a very contemporary, ironic takeoff on Kalidasa's life. And what I've done is
which was a big rage, I remember, about 30-40 years ago.
So I've interleaved it with scenes from Kalidasa's plays, original plays, in Sanskrit, which are set to music and danced.
So this is what we are waiting for in July.
White lilies, frail and cold, with hearts of elfin gold, briefer than all brief things your hidden bloom.